It's The Rock We Live On with Mo and Craig.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Again. There we go.
We're back.
We got a good cheer.
Yeah, we got the good cheers that time. We actually made the stuff touch.
Yep, worked that out this time. So we're back at it. Pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah,
this time.
quick turnaround this time, which is fine. Maybe that'll be the thing to get more people to check us out. Some quicker turnarounds.
Yeah, maybe a little quicker. Get some of that. Well, we teased a little topic the last time, and we wanted to get back in here and
discuss
and
it.
get back on it before the thoughts lose our minds.
Oh man, I don't
lose
know that
my
I'm
brain.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna leave mine.
I've become forgetful in my older age. So
yeah.
Anyway, we were talking and teasing about rage baiting.
Yeah.
And somebody, it's funny because I was having a conversation at work today, and one of the girls mentioned rage baiting, and I'm like, how are you bringing this up right now? And she's like, what? And I said, I'm doing a podcast on this very topic. And she's
Today,
like, oh,
yeah.
really? Yeah. So, and her definition is a little simpler, which I thought is kind of interesting. I never really thought of it this way, but she just said once you get to know somebody, if you know somebody and you know something that sets them off, say like for me, it's chewing with your mouth open. The word irk is the best word that describes it. It just irks me.
Yeah.
And my grandkids do it all the time, and they know that it irks me.
So they're messing with you.
So they'll do it until I say something, which is rage baiting. In a sense, yeah. In a small, in a lower scale. So I'm not gonna, they're not gonna push me to the point of rage, and they know, but they're irritating me enough that they're waiting for me to react,
to say something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be rage baiting can be on a lower level where you're just gnawing at somebody enough,
picking at somebody, yeah,
to get a reaction.
That's true. I mean, I guess you usually think of it in the context of online,
right?
But yeah, all actuality, it can happen anytime, anywhere, with anyone.
Yeah. And it's usually somebody you know, or that you're friends with that knows you.
If it's an in-person thing.
Yeah, if it's an in-person thing, because they need to know what will set you off.
True.
And then, of course, social media has taken that to a new level.
Oh, God, yes.
And I think the word rage baiting has come from that because of what people are able to do and the attention that they get from it, which is releasing dopamine for them and getting them excited and crazy and
I think there's
the reaction.
There's lots of different things that lots of different words that we put in front of baiting, right? Because you had race baiting before that people think is a thing, and I mean I guess it really is. I've been accused of race baiting before.
Race baiting?
Yeah,
really.
I got accused of race baiting once by a guy who was one of my managers, actually.
Wow.
And I'll just tell the short story because it came up.
Yeah.
It was during the time where this was during my radio days. Actually, it was during the time where what's the guy's name? Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Was about to fight Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And
he considered this race baiting. He says this is what I did by I race baited by bringing up a point that I thought was interesting. It was, and my point was, a lot of white guys and white women, white people in general, were all for Conor and against Floyd.
Right.
And I thought, especially during that time frame, and over the last decade, you could say, especially since Trump became a thing in politics. I thought it was interesting because we're always America first, right? We're always America, America, America. We're the best at every sport. We're the best at everything. We're going to cheer on the American no matter what.
But
Conor is a proud Irishman.
Yes, not from
very
America.
proud
Right.
Irishman, and Floyd was a proud American.
Right.
And yet so many white people were like, yeah, Conor's going to kick his ass. Conor. I'm like, but why though? I thought we were America first. What now makes it that you're against the American in this situation? And he said I was race baiting by doing that. Right. But the thing was, I said, well, I wasn't. I was making a clear point. And the biggest part was you couldn't say it was because Floyd is cocky.
Right.
Because Connor was too.
Right.
They were the same person.
Right.
When it came to levels of cockiness and being confident in their skills.
Floyd was much older, wasn't he?
I don't know about how
older.
much older.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, Floyd's a little bit older, yeah.
Right.
But anyway, I was telling that story to say that you got race baiting.
Like underdog versus pro.
Well,
and
Floyd,
there was a lot of people rooting for the underdog, but I could see how it turned racist, even if they didn't want to say it out loud.
Yeah,
it's what they were thinking.
That's what the point I was bringing up.
Subconsciously,
they were going against the black guy,
right?
Yeah,
right.
because Floyd was proud American, he and
right.
Connor was proud Irishman. So you got that, right? You got race baiting, and then you got clickbaiting, right? Headlines on articles that are misleading or false, just all right, straight up false, especially for some of those far right dipshit pages on social media.
They're just trying to get attention.
Just completely false. Yeah. But they're clickbaiting people. They want people to click and read the articles. You got all kinds of baiting. You got the race baiting, rage baiting, click baiting.
I guess, can we say that this is just basically a new term for an old practice? Because you could really say that shock jocks back in the day were doing the same thing. Outrageous. Good point. Howard Stern was famous for doing outrageous things, pushing the limits of the SEC, getting fined.
Yeah.
And so that people
to get a reaction.
And then he became, a monster in radio by doing things that were pushing the edge. And so it just wasn't a term back then.
That's a good point. Yeah. A lot of the stuff that have
shock jock.
A lot of shock jocks. I remember that
jocks.
term.
And there was a lot of stupid ones.
I never really learned more about any other shock jocks outside of him. I couldn't name one.
Well, it was Bubba the Love Sponge was kind of considered a shock jock, and then
I didn't
Imus.
think of that. Oh, Don
Imus was
nappy-headed hose.
Yeah. So I mean, they started doing crazy stuff. I think
was Rush Limbaugh?
No, well,
considered
maybe
a shock
he
jock?
was a political shock jock.
Okay,
Rush Limbaugh wasn't that political until it started gaining him popularity. He was just I used to listen to him all the time, and he was just a guy who talked about a lot of things, and he was passionate about a lot of things. But then he went real political, and he became more popular because of that. And so he found a niche that really brought him popularity, so he jumped all over it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
so
which
could have been like a shock jock.
And who wouldn't, especially if it's going to bring you notoriety, if it's going to put money in your pocket.
Yeah. If you're in the business of getting attention, radio, television, social media, and you find something that gets you more attention or propels you quickly, why wouldn't you do it?
Why wouldn't you do it? Yeah. Speaking of that,
morals is why you wouldn't.
Morals and values, yeah, you would think.
I would say we're sitting here. Why wouldn't we do it? It's just not. It's not in our being to do that kind of stuff.
If I did gain some type of notoriety off of something I was saying, it's still something I meant. I'm not saying it just to say it.
I hope it's because I'm fun and I'm good looking and I have a great personality.
Maybe. But speaking of that exact thing of just doing whatever to get some notoriety, there's while we're talking about this topic, I want to touch on something that's going on locally here. Actually, I'm not going to say where we are. I'm not going to use the person's name or anything, but there is a guy who is or has, I don't know how active he is right now because I know there's some police investigations and stuff like that going on. So I can't say exactly how active it is right now, but is a guy going around trying to bait black people into attacking him so that he can shoot them. He's literally going around stores, neighborhoods, anywhere, just calling black people the N-word, saying he created a terminology that when they get mad, he calls it chimping out.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, look at them. Here they are. They're chimping out. Wow. And he's gone to some of the hoods, so to speak, in the city, the neighborhoods that, people like me grew up in.
Yeah.
And like he's on the outskirts of the hoods and he's like, yeah, here I am in the hood. Where are the niggers at? Like, wow. Yeah. Yeah. But the whole time he's doing it, he's recording on his phone.
He's just recording by himself. He doesn't have people with
Yeah,
him?
he's by himself.
Okay.
But the reason he's by himself is because he's got his phone out, right? He's also wearing a bulletproof vest and he's got a gun.
Wow.
And he's flashed the gun to a few people, at a few guys.
Which is
that
illegal,
were going
is it not? Even in an open carry state, is that not illegal to brandish a weapon?
Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be. He did get arrested at one point. I know there's some legal stuff going on now. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what somebody's doing. And we're a small town. We're not a big city.
Not huge. Yeah.
And I personally, you know what? I'm not going to say what I feel about it personally in case he sees this. Hey, I don't want no problems, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
I don't know much about this guy, but does he have a business that he's trying to promote? And what kind of business? Yeah, he has a business,
and then he complained when his business was getting bad reviews and stuff. Wow. He complained and I got to GoFundMe, and a bunch of racists are supporting him because they're like, oh, it's just his First Amendment right to free speech.
And are you familiar with Tizzy ENT on TikTok?
Mm-mm.
He's a guy that I think he works in the film industry, and he will search out people that there are videos like that and find their identity, turn them into the police, but also tell the community to go after his business and shut him down.
I mean, he's done that himself.
Jobs. Yeah. So is his business continued, or he's complaining about?
I'm assuming his business is still active. Yeah.
Do you know what kind of business it is?
Something in the realm of maybe construction. Building, stuff like that.
It's where people don't really care about that. They're, I mean, it's a bad thing to say, but I mean, construction workers are kind of the rough side of society.
Yeah, and it's something like landscaping, contracting, something around that realm.
Well, I'm going to say some contractors will look past a lot of faults because they need a guy that will show up and do a job.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's hard to find. So they look past drug use. They look past criminal backgrounds.
Racism.
And they might look past racism. Yeah. Especially out here, they may do that.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate.
But that's an example right here in our own city of someone just doing what they can to get some clicks, get some views, get some engagement.
There were consequences, though, for his actions on, like the things that he was saying. He did get arrested. There has been legal action against him.
Yes, I don't know to what extent.
Right.
I don't know fully what he was charged with. Maybe some kind of sort of harassment, because some of these people are just regular, everyday citizens in Walmart, mothers with their children.
See, that's
and
terrible.
Sometimes it's guys that will, hey, what's up, dude? You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes it's those guys. But again, he's got a gun and a bulletproof vest and a camera.
Right.
So if you attack him because of his words, he shoots you, he's going to get off on self-defense because it was just words.
Right.
And so
that's what he's trying to.
And that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I really, truly feel like but the thing was, apparently, he ain't always been like this. He was cool with black people and like a fan of some local rapper, and that local rapper exposed DMs from him. They're talking about how dope his music was and stuff like this. So I don't know. Yeah, he's I don't know.
So something happened where he got attention.
Apparently. I guess.
Then he jumped on this hey, I could really get a lot of attention if I keep doing this, or I go more extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And I did kind of hear, the only thing that I heard, it was that there was legal action against him, and then there was a GoFundMe page created for his defense account.
Yeah, saying, they're trying to hurt my business and take food out of my kid's mouth. But this is what you're doing with your free time.
So what I saw was people that were going after, on a GoFundMe page, you can see the contributors.
Yeah.
And they were exposing the contributors to go after any of their businesses or attack those people.
Good.
For supporting this behavior.
If your business in any way reflects who you are as a person, and you feel that that's cool and you're comfortable with that, then I would not support your business as a black. You won't get my black dollars.
No, you're not going to
Period.
I have my own little protests that I do against companies, mostly big companies. They do things that I disagree with, so I don't spend my money there anymore.
Yeah.
And, definitely with that, I would look out for, companies or people like that and make sure that I'm not,
I would never patronize.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I consider myself to be liberal for the most part, there's some businesses I'm just not boycotting. I'm sorry. I'm eating Chick-fil-A, bro. I don't give a damn. Chick-fil-A is my jam, and I'm just not. No, I'm not. I'm not boycotting Chick-fil-A. I will eat it. I don't give a damn.
I don't know if you remember a few years ago. It's been a while now. Probably it's more than a few, maybe 15 years ago. Chick-fil-A came out and did this whole thing where they were going to give their daily proceeds, 1 day's proceeds, to help fight gay marriage, to keep that from happening.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, what? Number one, I'm like, why is a chicken company coming out and saying this and making a political statement? Well, if you're going to make political statements, I don't want anything to do with you, so I'm done. I've maybe to be honest, I don't like Chick-fil-A. I don't care for it. I don't
Chick-fil-A.
know what's the big deal.
Sorry, I love it. Those nuggets, dude. Oh my god, and the waffle fries. That's all I ever get. I don't get a sandwich. I literally get nuggets, tenders, and fries. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, and lemonade.
I stopped going there. I mean, I can't say I've 100% stopped. I've been there. My family likes to go there occasionally, but I don't spend my money there. We don't go there. There's always something better. Go to Cane's if you want chicken
I've
fingers.
only been to Cane's like once.
Do something. And that's where we live. There's Cane's and those kind of things.
Yeah.
Again, I came on the West Coast. Chick-fil-A is rare. There's a few. It wasn't very popular, so I didn't go there very much anyway. But then once they start making political statements, I'm out.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Hobby
I like
Lobby,
it too much.
Home Depot. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't patronize these places because they've made political stands that I disagree with.
And
if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I'm not spending my money with you anymore.
I can feel you on that on some other places. I don't know what Hobby Lobby or Home Depot
Hobby
have done,
Lobby is again a religious organization.
Okay.
And then and I don't remember specific statements that they've made, but they've done a lot. Yeah. And then Home Depot has been a big contributor to the Trump campaigns and millions of dollars. The owner, one of the co-founders, I think, of Home Depot is a big Trump supporter. So I go to Lowe's. I go to
I was at
Michael's
Lowe's yesterday, actually. Yeah.
Go to Lowe's, go to Michael's, go to Cane's, and I'm good. I fulfill my needs without going to people that are making political statements, which they're not rage baiting. They're they're just coming out and saying who they are and what they believe in. Yeah, perfectly fine.
Which is they're not doing it to get a reaction out of the other side. No. It's just what that business.
I'm not saying shut down those businesses. I'm just saying I'm not going to go there if that's the message they're going to put out. Just sell chicken. Just sell tools and hobby supplies. Yeah. You don't need to be political.
Yeah, but see, on the opposite end of that though, we is it fair for us to say that when I, for instance, when that whole shut up and dribble thing with NBA players and NFL players coming out and speaking against social injustice. Yeah. Just because you're an entertainer does not mean you're no longer human. Yeah. You have a right to say what you feel about certain situations.
Well, Colin Kaepernick.
So it's unfair for us to say, like, hey, Hobby Lobby, you sons of bitches. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I believe now. If you also believe that people that think like us should also just not say anything, cool.
I just don't have a business that I'm trying to run and trying to pull people in and then also making these statements. So, I guess that's the difference. That's all.
I mean, but hey, and when it's businesses, it's one thing. But we were originally talking about just normal people just doing shit.
They're getting popularity from it, and they're gaining. They're getting money for it.
Yes, That's the crazy thing is these people come out and just do something, and it's not just the political. Excuse me, not just the political side of things too, but that's the one where you get the most money.
Right,
is if you come out
quick
as a piece of shit.
Yes,
and. Then you play victim,
right?
And then other pieces of shit are like, "Oh, look at you! You're a victim because you believe what I believe."
Right.
Here's $1,000.
Right.
What?
You could say Charlie Kirk was doing that in some form.
I don't. Well, he wasn't getting any Well, I mean, he might have been getting paid for his.
He's got a big whole corporation that's
True,
growing
yeah.
based on his statements.
Yeah.
And the premise was he's, spreading the word of God and trying to make things good and telling people how they're great. So he looked like a good person trying to do good things.
Yeah.
But in the reality, he was,
was not.
just insulting people and being all kinds of stuff. So in a way, he was gaining popularity that way as well. So, I mean, a lot of people are learned. This is a revenue way, is a way to create revenue is to be outrageous in some fashion, and those lines of outrageousness get them more attention faster.
This is true. You just say the most outlandish thing,
Right?
And people start to latch on,
Right. And compared to Howard Stern, it's way outlandish. I mean, with the stuff that Howard Stern was doing that was considered outlandish in the 70s and 80s was, I don't even think, I guess he was around in the 70s, but, he was doing, simple thing. He was, saying the word orgasm and
oh yeah,
like, what?
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah. Stuff like that, or talking about people's sex lives, and that was just driving people.
I remember
overboard.
seeing clips from the show. One that stands out, like the little Beetlejuice dude.
Yeah.
And Mr. Methane. Mr. Methane.
Yeah, Mr. Methane.
That I remember.
Yes.
That was one of the first English accent people that I used to try to. I used to try to
emulate.
Yeah, Mr. Methane. And he would just fart. I'm like, dude.
He would fart on command and play songs and all kinds of stuff. I don't know how he did that, but. Yeah, and so that was considered edgy, outrageous, and the FCC was going nuts about him.
Yeah.
And now, the FCC doesn't have anything to say about people that are, openly racist on the internet. The FCC's not licensing this stuff, so it's free to do what it does, and it's really sad.
No,
I mean, what's going to be more insulting next? I mean, they already insult women and ethnic groups. I mean, what's next? How far can it go?
It'll end. Well, no, I was gonna say it'll end once straight white men are the ones that feel like they're being targeted the most. Well, however, they've already made up a narrative that they are being targeted and everybody's against him.
Well, yeah, there's like reverse racism is what they're claiming now, right? Are they not?
Something like that.
Something like that is coming up.
Yeah,
which is like, how do you explain that? How are white people being targeted now? I don't think we're gonna be able. We're never gonna be able to end all this stuff. I don't think unless we become some kind of dictatorship where you're just not allowed. But then, if we're under a dictatorship, more than likely, the side that we are currently talking about would be the dictators, and they would allow it on. So they won't allow good people to live lives. Yeah, the bad people would be in charge.
What's the name of the guy that you were talking about? We were talking about earlier.
Jake Lang.
Jake Lang. Yes.
Yeah, Jake Lang was a January 6th rioter who was indicted on 11 felony counts of assault. He was hitting police officers with a baseball bat on the Capitol steps.
Which is wild considering Blue Lives Matter, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't Blue Lives Matter? Aren't you guys the ones that talk about how we should support the troops and the cops and the thin blue line and that was a point that I had back when that happened was I thought you guys supported the cops. And now you're just like all good with people beating the shit out of them?
Well, that was a whole attack on our government and our democracy, and it's been downplayed, and the narrative has been changed to get away from that.
Oh, yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, it was an insurrection, and it was an attack on our government that failed. It was a failed coup attempt, really, because it wasn't organized enough to do that.
In my opinion, they should have shot more people.
Yeah. I think so too. The people that were the insurrectionists that were killed, I believe they were domestic terrorists, and they got what they deserved. And they got the people that got arrested for attacking the police that were trying to protect our nation's capital. They should have
gotten what they
and
deserved.
should still be in jail. Yeah, but they were pardoned. And Jake Lang was one of them. 11 counts of assault with a baseball bat on police officers. And he sat in jail for almost 4 years waiting for trial. He never was fully convicted or sentenced. He would have gotten, obviously, a lot longer if they kept him that long. There was no bail. He wasn't getting out.
Yeah.
But then he was pardoned.
But he was pardoned by President Pig Shit.
They let him out.
Yeah.
They let him
Thanks,
go.
Jim Cornette, for that terminology. I love that terminology.
And so then he became an influencer.
Oh, I fucking bet.
75,000 followers.
I bet he did.
He started a podcast, apparently. I don't know what it is. I haven't heard it. I just saw
Oh, I'm
that
sure it's a delight.
I saw that he was called a podcaster.
I'm sure it's a delight.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so entertaining.
And so he's now running for senator of Florida. And he says he can't wait to become senator because the first thing he's going to do is like abolish Islam, make being Islamic illegal in this country, which it's impossible. Yeah. It's just an idiot.
But there
to
are
make that
dumb,
statement.
yeah. There are people dumb enough to be like, hell yeah, let's do that.
Right. Well,
That's not. We can't.
It's
this is
in
not a
our.
thing.
It's in our.
It's not a thing that we can do.
Well, no, it's in our. It's in our.
We have the right to religious freedoms.
Well,
correct?
yes. What am I thinking of? Not the Bill of Rights, but the
Constitution?
Constitution. It's in our Constitution. The right to freedom.
Yeah.
That was what this country was all about because the back in the day they were told what religion to be and they wanted to be able to be whatever they wanted to be. So that's one of the great things about America is freedom of religion, freedom of speech, those kind of things. So you're not going to take that away.
There was a guy on my Facebook. Because I still have some of these right-wing lunatic morons on my Facebook. Some of them I unfriended. Some of them have unfriended me. Excuse me. Whenever I, say something that makes sense because they're stupid. One of them the other day, and I'd have to go back and look at. I think I remember the name, but he had shared something about Muslims and. They're them being criminals or whatever. And so what I did was I just went, I found 5 links. I didn't say a word of my own. I went and found 5 links because they're all over the place of white Christian males that have been convicted of crimes against women and children.
Yeah.
And I just posted those links under there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro.
There's plenty of bad people.
Yeah. So these you shouldn't Muslim. It was saying something like you shouldn't be allowed to be Muslim in the U.S. or something like that.
Right.
And so I just, hey, here's some links of, do you believe the same thing about these guys?
Yeah.
Should they not be allowed to be Christian because they diddled kids and assaulted women?
That's really something that we need to establish is that bad people come in all shapes, sizes, colors, religions. There are bad people everywhere. Fortunately, there are more good people than bad people.
Yes.
And the good should rise up and squash the bad.
Yeah.
But the bad is becoming popular and they're standing out and they're becoming leaders of small groups of more bad people. They're getting bad people together and they're starting to do things that can affect change. And that's just really unfortunate. So more good people need to come together to outnumber them.
Jake Lang,
Jake Lang, yes.
He went to what, Minnesota?
He went to Minnesota, yes.
Because he wanted people to follow and support him in this endeavor, right?
And he was planning a protest against. There was Somali fraud that was going on there. I don't know if you know about this story. There was a woman, and she basically got $250 million from the federal government to supposedly take care of Somali children in a daycare, and she frauded the government. And the state was supposed to check it out. The government told the state, "Hey, we're giving them this money for doing this, daycare thing. You need to make sure it's good and give us the okay to pay it." And apparently that happened. So a lot of people dropped the ball. and they frauded the government for $250 million over I think a 15-year period.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so because of that, now they're investigating the entire state, and all Somalis are bad. And this is something for your Trump impression. You need to go Somalis. Somalis. He says it like China.
Somalis, tamales.
You need the Somalis.
Love them both.
Trump even said today that Somalia is not even a country.
Somali.
They don't have a government, and all they do is run around killing each other. That's what they do
that's
in
what he said?
Somalia. Yes, that's what they do in Somalia.
Somalis.
So Jake Lane goes
each other.
to Minnesota.
I gotta get his good. I gotta get my Trump impression down, man.
He kept saying it over.
I
and
gotta
over.
learn how to do it. I've been practicing for so long, just in my car, in the bathroom, taking shits.
That's
I'm
a good
shitting.
time.
Taking
Everybody
shits.
knows.
Everybody does. I've been told, I can't get his voice down.
Funny.
I gotta
That's
get his.
funny.
I get his fucking the little breath thing, and I get
That's
all that,
funny.
but I can't.
So-
Obama. I got certain words that I sound. Sleepy Joe. He's always sleeping.
So Jake Lang goes to Minnesota to have a protest about Somali fraud.
Okay.
And then that turns into pro-ICE.
And he kind of just
Thing.
ended up with the ICE stuff.
He went, I think that he had like 12 people, and they went out to where the ICE protesters were, and they were going to anti-protest the protesters.
Okay.
And it didn't go his way.
No, yeah.
Which is good for them.
I loved
They
it.
turned on him. They hit him with water balloons. They squirted him with water guns.
And
in
there's like
zero temperatures.
Yeah, it's like 0
You're
degrees out there right
freezing.
now.
They hit him with eggs.
He looked like he was crying.
He was
Oh, he's
afraid
such
for
a
his
pussy.
life. If you see his face.
Yes.
And there's this great picture. This woman put her hand in front of his face. I don't know if you've seen it. People are putting it on T-shirts now.
I don't think I saw it.
She's got big, long nails, and she's got her hand right in his face. And it's the picture of his face totally fearful with this big claw hand in
I did
front
not
of it.
see
It's
that.
pretty funny. So he was afraid for his life. He was a little bloodied. His clothes were ripped. I mean,
Good.
he was on the
Mind
edge.
your fucking business.
He was
Like-
one person in that crowd could have sent them into a frenzy, and he was going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
But again, had a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah.
He mouthed off a little too much, and
I'm pretty
he
sure I
got
did. I saw him
right.
do a Sig Heil too.
I think maybe.
I'm almost
yeah,
positive
yeah.
in one of the videos I saw him
Yeah.
do. So
So he escaped there, and of course he said those people were terrible, and they attacked me. They're horrible.
he said I was literally lynched.
Right.
What?
Right.
Do
I
you
was
know what
lynched.
literally means?
Right.
I was literally lynched.
Hey, Mr. Senator wannabe, you need to look up the definition
Of literally, yes. And what's crazy is you see a video of a black man trying to get him out of there. Now, the black man might have been a protester too, and he might have been just like, dude, you get the fuck out of here, you're going to get hurt.
Again.
But he was still leading him away. But then I read in a comment section, now I don't know how true this is, and maybe you saw this, but supposedly he went on Alex Jones and accused the people that were helping him get out of trying to pick his pockets.
Oh, real? Yeah, trying to pick his pockets. Alex
what?
Jones is another piece of shit that,
Yeah.
doesn't need to be doing any of this stuff
Wasn't there
anymore.
a thing with him like some gay frogs or something? Like,
I know.
I just remember it's
terrible.
like a thing
Yeah, I don't know
about some
about
frogs. Some frogs
But,
turning
so,
gay.
yeah,
or
he
something.
goes to his like-minded people and then starts saying. Now, to me, that shows me that the Minnesota rioters are good people that are trying to stop bad things from happening.
I agree.
And because they're good, he left with his life.
Yep.
If they were bad people, he probably would not have survived or would have been in the hospital before
Or
he got
they
to
would
go
have
home.
returned the favor and beat him
Right.
with a bat.
Right.
Like he
Beat
did
him with a bat. Right.
a blue life that matters.
Right, exactly. Well, again, those are good people. They're trying to stand for righteousness in Minnesota and stop bad things from happening to good people. And he decides to show up. And again, it was to get popularity because he wants to run for senator and he wants to gain popularity. And he's just ridiculous.
I mean, he
to
could
me.
potentially win in Florida. I don't know. Depending on how many retirees
I don't know.
are down there right now.
Are they really?
I don't know.
I mean, you got to be able to see through that. Even if you believe in some of the stuff that he wants to do, if you're an absolute racist, you got to just see that he's stupid. And he can't help you.
Well, he obviously doesn't know the meaning of the term literally or lynched.
Right.
Because there was never a rope anywhere around his neck.
Right.
Or near his neck. Or I didn't see a rope anywhere in anything.
He doesn't know the Constitution. He doesn't know what our rights are. He doesn't know why we have them. So how could he be any kind of a political leader?
And I think that's the biggest thing with rage baiting and clout chasing online. And because it's not just political. I mean, I always thought it was the stupidest thing when there was this guy, and I think I told you about him before, and Bunk Gang was what he went by.
Oh, yeah.
And he would just go and do just random shit, like go in a grocery store and just dive on a display of fruit or something and yell Bunk Gang and leave and run out on video. You know, like just doing ridiculously stupid stuff online to get a reaction and to get clicks and to get likes.
Right.
And now that guy, I will say, he turned his life around. He found religion, and he posts now very positive messages, and I'm super proud to see that.
Right.
But that doesn't happen with most of them.
Destroying a store,
and it's anybody, and that's the thing.
Right.
Everybody has access to a smartphone, so people just do stupid shit like record themselves going into a grocery store, opening the ice cream, licking it, and putting it back.
Right.
What the fuck? What are you doing this for?
I don't know.
And the thing about it is, a bunch of these people don't realize they're committing crimes, and then when they get arrested, they're like, "Oh, what did I do?
What did I do?" Yeah, you put it out there for
You're
everybody.
an idiot.
You put the evidence online, and everybody can see it.
Yeah.
People like that, you want to say, dude, we've already seen all this. There was movies. They were called Jackass.
Yeah.
And it's been done.
It's been done.
So unless you can be more creative than those guys, go home.
And the prank videos, those get me too, because I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. Sometimes I find that some of the prank videos, when they're innocent, can be funny.
Yeah.
I will say. But a lot of them are just invading people's space or doing stupid shit or challenging people to fights with creative words or something,
Right.
and then actually pulling out something else that you didn't mean. And then when you get punched in the face, oh, it's just a prank. It's just a prank.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. That's random person. You don't know what that person's going through.
Anyway,
yes.
for doing that.
You
prank.
have no idea what that person's day is like that day.
Right.
And you're going up randomly messing with them, and then when you get I don't condone violence, but sometimes I do condone violence, but in most cases I don't condone violence.
In most cases.
But when you are just randomly going up and bothering people, and then you deal with the consequences of it, you can't just yell, "Oh, it's a prank," and think, because some of them are like, "Well, fuck that prank." Like,
right, it doesn't get you off the hook.
Yeah.
If I'm heavily offended, or if you do something to my wife and family, I think the consequences should be administered.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it was a prank. Well, good, this is a prank.
And what I really find crazy is so many things get attention on the internet that don't deserve it. Right. And like, for instance, Facebook, like posts going viral, right? A post, just a typed out post, not even a video. Somebody typing something out, going viral. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm pretty funny. I make some entertaining posts.
I think you're funny.
Sometimes. And my shit never goes viral.
No.
But it's always got proper grammar. But then I read the grammar in some of these posts that do go viral.
Right.
And I'm like, but this is what y'all shared?
Yes.
There's so much incorrect shit in here. And this is the stuff y'all share. Or made up, people literally just make up stories because they got digital creator accounts, which I also have a digital creator account on Facebook.
Go ahead
under Mo Bradshaw, just M-O Bradshaw. Follow my digital creator account. I got to post more on that thing.
Yeah,
because I'm like, screw it. This year, I'm going to start getting some of that click money too. Well, and people just make up scenarios. Like, it'll be like, well, I went to the store and my baby daddy locked me in the hot car with the baby, and he went into the store and did the grocery shopping and left us in the car, and then we almost died and somebody had to call the cops. And they just make up a story, post it, and then it's fucking thousands of comments like, I can't believe that happened to you. And you're like, I can tell this didn't happen.
Right.
No, this isn't real.
Right.
But they're a digital creator on Facebook, so when they get clicks and engagement, they get paid. I'm going to start making up shit.
You're going to have to go lowbrow.
I
got to go low. You can't be an intelligent,
that's not what people are
nice
looking for.
guy.
Yeah.
And get clicks because nobody's looking for the intelligent. I mean, that's fun. It's good. That's what they're swiping through, and then they're sticking on the outrageous stuff. And
they only want the intelligence from already established people.
I guess so.
Dave Chappelle, for example.
Right.
Dave Chappelle
because he's just
extremely
a smart
intelligent.
Comedian. Yeah. Okay. So they'll listen to whatever he's got to say because he's established himself. But he's been outrageous. Dave Chappelle has said some outrageous things.
And I will say, I've probably alienated a lot of the people that did support me back in my radio days, for sure, because they're right-wing morons, and I talk shit about them all the time. So I've probably lost some of their support.
Well, they liked
which is fine.
Because you were playing music and you were making generic and talking about experiences.
I was being a good black man.
You weren't sharing opinions.
I was being one of the good ones. I've been called that before, by the way.
One of the good ones?
Yeah. I've actually legitimately been called that.
What, isn't that a compliment?
No, not at all.
I want to be one of the good ones. We got plenty of time.
Okay. Let me tell you about the story about the time I was called one of the good ones.
I'm surprised that this is not making you feel good, though. I mean, depending on what that term means. But tell me your story.
So wait, do you not know what I'm saying by this term?
Maybe not. Maybe
one
not.
of the good blacks.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So like an obedient, I'm a
safe
kind of
black
thing.
guy.
Okay. So in that context, that term's bad. I just like to be.
You thought I meant just one of the good ones, like a good guy. No.
Good guy. I want to be a good guy.
No, I would love.
You could put that on my headstone. He was one of the good ones.
No, in that sense, I would love to be called one of the good ones.
But no, if it's an offensive term,
yes.
No, I hate it.
So
I hate those people.
There was this white girl that I would see at the bar a lot. I'm actually still friends with her friend. On Facebook to this day. She's a right-winger. But anyway, she would be very flirty at the bar. Like when we play pool, she'd like have me come up on her and help her shoot, do all that kind of stuff. And she'd be super flirty with me and, talking all the time and blah, 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 blah. But she would never give me her number. And I was like, what the hell, I couldn't figure out what it was.
You're okay for some things.
So boom, I'm on a dating app, and this is around the time. This was like right after my daughter's mom and I broke up. So I was on every dating app you could find. I was just trying to fill that void.
Yeah,
I was trying to fill that loneliness void. Like if it meant
on the saddle.
Trying to be on a dating site or an app or trying to get laid or something, I was doing it. So at one point I was on one called Meet Me. Meet me. Yes, Meet Me. And I don't know if no. That sounds like I've been batting for the other team. MEET me. And some people probably remember this one. I don't even know if it still exists. But it was one of the lower popularity ones. It's not like a Tinder. It's not Tinder, you know what I mean? Okay. It's not like as big as Tinder. Anyway, I run across her profile.
Ooh.
And it says, no black men.
Wow.
In all caps.
Wow.
And I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the next time I saw her, she was trying to be all nice and cool and sweet and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I got a question for you. Why wouldn't no? I know. I messaged. We were friends on something, Facebook or something. No, I sent her a message on there. Actually, that was one where you didn't have to match yet. You could still send a message.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, now I see why I couldn't get your number. You know what I mean? And she was like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? So when I ran into her, she was trying to be all nice, and I was like, no. I was like, why can't I get your number? And she was like, you know why? I said, no, I know why. I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I shouldn't have to say it. It's just what I was like, so why then do you come in here and flirt with black men and do all this stuff with black men and, me and there's at least one other dude, in particular. And I'm like, what is, if you wouldn't date one of us, why do you do that? And she was like, oh, it's because you're one of the safe ones.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And she was like, well, a lot of black men are sexually aggressive and rapists and just
my God.
just the most stereotypical 1920s To Kill a Mockingbird type shit. And I was like, are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah.
Like, how many white dudes are in prison for, domestic assault and fucking wife beaters got their name from white dudes beating their wives wearing undershirts.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here? And so I was like, wow, okay, well, I'd rather not be associated with you, period. Don't come in. If you see men that way, but then I just happen to be one of the safe ones, nah, we'll pass. We don't have to speak.
Wow.
And so then later that night, when she was about to leave the bar, like I was, off doing my own thing, sitting at the bar, talking to somebody, and like she taps me on the shoulder on the way out, like, bye, mean ass. Like trying to still be, and I was like,
fault.
Bitch, fuck
You're
you.
the mean ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember that woman's name to save my life. I remember her friend. I know her friend. I could probably hit her friend up and ask her.
Forget her name.
What her name was. Her friend and I don't really talk very much anymore either. She was a sweetheart for a long time until till all this whole shit came out, and she's a staunch Trump supporter.
She was
and I don't
indirectly rage baiting you.
Yeah, kind of.
Really?
Kind of.
Because once she made those statements to your face, and that pissed you off. And
I had never.
If you reacted, she would have,
she'd have been right.
Exactly.
If I'd have been like, well, what, bitch? Which I don't believe in. I'm
right.
Oh God, I do not. That man hitting women shit pisses me off.
Oh,
never. I could never do it. As a matter of fact, I'm very proud to say the only black eye I've ever had in my entire life was from a woman.
Oh, there you go.
Because I wouldn't hit her back.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, I can't believe this bitch really, like, why?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was kind of a rage baiting type of thing. You're right.
Kind of a rage baiting thing. And because she pushed your button to the point to get a reaction.
Yeah.
And she may not have been doing it intentionally, but you can't be this closet person. It's two-faced, and it's just a shame. If you like people, you like people. You don't have to. I mean,
and it's okay.
Way,
Well, I guess we could talk about this at a different time, but I mean, I guess it's okay to have a preference of race to date. I disagree with it.
Yeah.
I disagree with it heavily. Both anyway, whether you're white and don't date black people, or black and don't date white people, or Hispanic and don't date Asian people, whatever you are, and you don't date people of other races just because they are that race or they are that, nationality or whatever. I disagree. I think you're wrong. But at the end of the day, you got to just consider it a preference.
Yeah.
Just like if you don't like fat chicks, or, you don't like fat dudes, or you don't like dudes that don't have a beard, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you have
if you're a tits guy instead of an ass guy, you know what I mean?
You're attracted to.
Yeah.
But it sucks that you kind of draw the line there, or without getting to know somebody.
Because there's usually something behind it, right?
Right.
It's not like if I say I don't like chicks with glasses,
right?
It's very hard to find some underlying bigoted, prejudiced thing that I'm going to say as the reason I don't like chicks with glasses.
Right.
But when she said she doesn't like date black men, it was because of these stereotypes that are completely unfounded and untrue.
And again, it has nothing to do with your character or who you are.
Yeah,
it's just simply because of your skin color, you're counted out, and that sucks.
And I think that's unfair.
Yeah.
Even and I listen, I've got friends that are black that won't date white people, and I think that's wrong too.
When I was single, I actually made it an effort to go after. I wanted to date every kind of woman there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had kind of a list in my head.
You figure out what you like most.
Asian, redhead, black hair, brown hair, blondes, brunettes, colors of eyes. I had a list. And I need to check these off. So when I go, hey, I don't have that one. It's like trading cards.
We're gonna have to warn your wife so we can do an episode about this topic.
Well, she doesn't listen too much anyway. We could talk about it because my radio days were a good time for me. I did a love and request dedication and request show. So I had a lot of lonely ladies listening, and I would drink hot coffee and smoke a cigarette and get real close to the microphone, and and the girls would call. Damn. And I had a bar that I would meet them in, and I was a regular there, and I knew who they were because I knew the regulars.
Yeah.
So when there was somebody that I didn't recognize, that's her, and I immediately see her, decide if I introduce myself or not. I could walk in and say hi.
Because they didn't know what you looked like.
They didn't know what I look like. They only know what I sound like.
See,
so I could walk in and say hi, or I could walk in and go play darts.
By the time I was on radio, we were all on the websites. We would do Facebook Lives and stuff like that. So a good portion of the listeners knew. Not everybody knew what I looked like, but some of them did. But yeah, we got to. Speaking of talking radio, my former morning show co-host. Tyler. Yeah. He's also my YouTube channel co-host from Radio DJs React.
Yeah.
We've both been in contact with him recently.
Yes.
We are really hoping that we can get him on.
Yeah, we need to get him in here.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'll tell him this too. I don't think we should talk politics.
Okay. That's good.
I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm just giving you a heads up. That's my brother, and I love him.
I want to talk radio.
So, but yes, radio. I've only ever been in one market. You guys have both been in multiple markets.
I only was in one market, but the market I was in was way bigger than yours.
Oh, okay. So, and he's been in at least 2 or 3.
Awesome.
So we'll get a chance to talk radio. So hopefully, guys. We're going to try to get Tyler in very soon on an episode so we can talk about our radio days. And that'll be a good time.
That'll be fun.
Anyway, we're not going to rage bait you anymore.
No more rage bait.
And you know what I find funny
unless you want to say something outrageous, we can make a clip and get some.
Donald Trump's a piece of shit. That's not that outrageous.
Come punch me in the face real quick. Attack me for no reason.
I don't know, but yes, we're gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And I was just thinking though, us just telling the truth is rage bait to stupid people.
Maybe they'll be pissed off.
I just realized that
they'll be pissed off at our perspective.
Yeah,
yes.
Just being honest and telling the truth is rage bait to stupid people. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, the rock we live on, what do you say? It's ever turning?
Ever changing.
Ever changing. I said ever turning. Spinning.
It's spinning, turning, ever changing. The one thing you can count on, my mom says this all the time, the one thing you can count on is change.
Obama.
And the rock you live on is changing.
I'm going to keep practicing my Trump voice.
You need Somali.
Somalis.
Listen to his speech.
They're eating the cats and dogs. Sleepy Joe.
Listen to his speech from today and him saying Somalia over and over. He said it like 15 times.
Oh, I'm going to practice
that. You got to check it out.
Thanks, you guys. Make sure you keep checking us out. We're going to try to keep you entertained. Hey, thanks for checking out The Rock We Live On with Mo and Craig. Make sure you like and follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And then you can also find us
anywhere where you listen to podcasts. We're on all platforms. Or check out Spotify podcasts to watch our videos.
Thanks a lot.